Hello, I'm Dan Cobler with Provincial Mills. Today I want to go over the basic care and cleaning of the fountain pens we sell. With every fountain pen, you get a care and cleaning instruction guide. But today I wanted to make a video so you could visually see how to take care, clean, and use the fountain pens that we make. I want to start by going over the parts of the fountain pen along with some of the items you'll receive in the package when you purchase a fountain pen from Provincial Mills. The first item I want to go over, every fountain pen you purchase from Provincial Mills will come with a pen pouch, with the exception of the Dragon fountain pen, and that's primarily because the Dragon fountain pens will not fit in these pouches. These pouches, I highly recommend you use them to protect the body of the fountain pen from getting scratched or damaged. You'll also receive a disposable ink cartridge. Once they're out of ink, you throw them away, put a new one in. You'll receive an ink pump or ink converter. This is to be used when you're drawing ink up from a jar. So when you run out of ink in your fountain pen, you stick it back in the jar, refill it, and you're ready to go. The body of the pen, the nib holder, the actual nib for the pen, and the ink feed. When you're putting these items back together, what you're going to do is you're going to take the nib and put it on top of the feed. This is going to slide into this piece here, but there is a little notch made for the nib to go into this. So when you're putting it back in, if you're putting it upside down, it won't go. Twist it around until you feel it catch, and then simply push it all the way back in. Once it's to this part, you're going to screw this back into the body of the pen, and you're ready to go. The ink converter or ink cartridge, whichever one you choose to use, you're going to slide on here and you're going to push it in and click it in. Both of them work the same way. Once you get it all the way in and you'll feel it click in there, you are ready to start writing. Now I want to go over refilling it or filling your fountain pen for the first time. First thing I want to start off with is have some paper towel ready. You'll see that you're going to get some ink on your fingers. It washes off fairly easy. This fountain pen's ready to go, so either I'm putting ink in it for the first time or I'm refilling it. What you're going to do is hold on to the nib holder, unscrew it from the body. I already have the ink converter pushed into the nib holder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dip this into the bottle of ink. I'm going to try and get the bottle of ink past the nib, so about right here on the pen, you want that submerged in the ink. When that happens, what you're going to do is you're going to twist this, and it's actually going to suck up the ink. Now, you'll see some air bubbles at the top. What you need to do is, once you get some ink in there, push it back down. Try and get some of those air bubbles out. Do that a few times. Go back and forth, and then slowly get that ink up into the converter. Now when you pull it out, you're going to have a lot of ink on the end of the pen. Try and get some of it off before you start cleaning with the paper towel. You're going to take it and use your actual paper towel and clean off some of that excess ink. If you don't do this, you are going to have ink all over your hands and you're going to make a mess. And now all the ink's gone. From there, you're going to put it back into the body of the pen, and you're ready to go. Now I want to go over how you should hold a fountain pen. When you're holding a fountain pen, the nib has some designs or writing on it. That should be facing up. When you're writing with it, you want this at an angle. You do not want the pen straight up and down. The tip of the nib has a ball on it, and it's designed to write at an angle. If you write up here, it's going to be scratchy. It's not going to be smooth writing. When you actually write with the pen and you're drawing your lines for letters, you want to put very little pressure on the pin. If you push down on the pin, what you're actually doing is you're bending the nib up. If you put too much pressure on it, you can actually damage the nib. It's light strokes, very little pressure, and the actual weight of the pin is almost all you need to make the pin right. This is not a ballpoint pin. So usually I say it takes approximately 2 weeks for somebody to get used to writing with a fountain pen. So one thing to keep in mind when you're writing with a fountain pen, it all works on gravity. So as you're writing with it, the gravity's pushing the ink to the tip of the nib. When you're all done writing and you want to store your pen, I recommend that you have some type of pen tray that keeps the pen at an angle where the nib's up higher than the body, so that pushes the ink back down into the converter. This will alleviate the ink drying in the nib or the feed and causing you problems. The other thing I want to go over is when you're traveling with the pen, use the pen pouch. If you put that pen in your pocket or your purse with keys or other items, it can scratch the pen, damage it, and that pen pouch will help protect it. I also recommend cleaning the pen every 2 to 3 weeks. So for additional videos on how to do that and other topics, please visit my YouTube channel. And thank you very much for watching.